Hey YouTube, NJ Tiger here. Um, Felt that I haven't given you guys a good update on my tanks in a while. I'm not even sure if anyone's really watching or even cares about these updates, but again, figure I'd give you guys an update of my tanks. So I'm going to start with my 36-gallon bow front tropical tank. This was a tropical tank, then I made it saltwater. You guys know the whole story. I went back. So this is an update. I started with about 6 platies. I'm down to I think 4 in here. I think I lost 2, maybe 3, so I might be down to 3. I had a pleco in here, and I have a pink neon glow tetra. Now, like I said, I lost the 3 platies. I also lost the pleco. Now, it's really chopped up to my own mistakes. Again, we all make mistakes. What it is with my reef tank, I'm using RO DI water, and I figured that would be wise to use for my tropical tank as well. And then watching Dan's video, he made some good points about how the TDS in the water is you gotta balance it out with your fish and all that stuff. We're in the reef tank, and you want to pull all chemicals, all that junk out of the water, and you want to put in the correct stuff. Tropical tanks like this, these platies and plecos and stuff, they require a little more dirtier water. They can handle that stuff. I'm still doing more research into it, following Dan's videos and stuff. So I've stopped using RO water on this tank. I'm slowly, when I do my water changes, I'm doing with the tap water. I'm gonna probably pick up a test kit soon or later. Want them to start monitoring the levels in this tank like I do my reef tank. But right now, the current platies I have and the glow tetra I have are doing very well. They're hanging in this tank pretty well. I plan on getting more fish for this. I'm gonna wait these guys out for a little longer and then go in and really grasp a hole on it. I would love to do a planet tank, but I just don't have the resources or the time, I think I want to say, to put in for a planet tank. I've really been focusing on my reef tank. This is my secondary tank. I kind of do low maintenance on it. I just make sure the filter is nice and clean the glass once in a while, feed them. Technically, if I remember, at least I can go a day or two without feeding them, but I do try to feed them once a day. And just really a tank that when I'm laying in bed, relax in the bedroom, I could just relax and watch. And now I'll take you guys onto my reef tank update and show you guys what's going on with that. Quick update on my controller. I haven't really done much more physically with it. I'm working a little more on the code. I think my next thing is I'm going to replace the touchscreen with a True Pi touchscreen. This one I can't get the drivers to work nicely. It will require a lot of work. I don't want to risk losing what I have already, even though I am backing up. So I thinking I'm gonna replace this, get the one that the Raspberry Pi came out with. That's the Raspberry Pi monitor. It's still 7-inch. Also, this is TFT, where the Pi one is actually True Touch, conductive, so it'll give you finer details than the TFT screen. So I'm liking that option. So I'm looking more into that. I might purchase that shortly. But other than that, what I did was I plugged in my wireless keyboard and mouse pad, and this way I can start adding like buttons and stuff to this kind of display, and I can use my mouse to click on the buttons and stuff. I'm still working out the code there. Okay guys, here is my reef tank update. Please behind the glass. I have not gotten a chance to clean it yet. First I want to take you guys in. Here's my green bubble tip. He's actually a little close up now because I just put some buffer in the tank, so he's kind of retracted because of the buffer. There's my tomato clown that normally hangs out in the bubble tip. Same with my frog spawn. It's a little close up due to the buffer added. I kind of put my buffer on this side of the tank because that's where most of my flow is. So they close up. They'll open up once they settle back in. Taking you guys back in. Down here are my polyps, which are doing amazing. They're spreading nicely. They open up nicely. They're just doing really good. Same with my zoo garden here. So I'm really happy with how this area of my tank is coming out. So we slide over and you'll see a new addition, which is my hammer. The color on the hammer is really nice. There's a lot of green in there. I joined a local reef club in New Jersey where when I went to the first meeting, one of the members had a huge hammer, which when she was cleaning her tank kind of broke some pieces off it, so she was selling those frags. And I saw this one. It had 3 heads on it, so it was selling for a good price, so I was like, I'll take it. And I like it. It's doing nice in the tank. I actually think it's going to be getting another head shortly, but I'm not sure. In the back I think there's one growing, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. But the tank, the hammer's doing really well. It's been in there for maybe a month, 2 months now, and it's doing pretty good. This is a brand new addition to my tank. I got them 2 days ago. This is a rainbow anemone. I wanted another anemone for my tank, but I didn't want another green one. I already had the green one, so I didn't want another one. I've saw some carpet ones for sale, all that stuff, and I know you can run risk with carpet anemones. They get really large. They can eat your smaller fish, so I didn't want to risk that. I've been on the forum for the new fish club, and I kept seeing this one guy post pictures of beautiful fish, beautiful corals. Another member kept commenting that his store is really nice, and he was nearby me, and I hadn't been to him yet. I actually didn't even know about him until then. So I was like, you know what, Friday I got some time, I'm gonna go check out his shop. I wasn't planning on buying anything. I went to the shop, I'm looking around. Like I said, I wasn't planning on buying anything. I liked his store. He has a great display, all that fun jazz. Well, I'm looking at his frag tank, and as I'm looking, I see the rainbow tip anemone. He had 3 in the tank. They looked nice. They were nice and small, but healthy looking. And I was like, I wonder how much he's charging for these. So he had a chart up there with prices. So I'm trying to find the price on the chart, and as I'm doing that, I hear at the counter the owner talking another customer. And he goes to the customer and he goes, hey, everything in that black frag tank back there is $10. He's like, even an anemone. And I quickly turn around and I was like, everything in this tank? And he's like, yeah, even anemones. He's like, everything's $10. I have a huge tank at home which I'm fragging pieces off. I need to make room in the store, so everything in that tank must go. I was like, you know what, I can't pass up $10 for a rainbow bubble tip. I had to do it, so I'm glad I did. I'm hoping he does not move around and sing any of my other corals, but time will tell. I'm hoping that he likes it. He's been down in this area for 2 days. He has moved a little bit. He started out in this corner of the rock, but he's slowly moving over more to the middle, so, and back. So I'm hoping that he finds his spot that he likes, but not near any of my other corals. So here is my green star polyps. I actually got 2 islands. That's working out pretty nice. They're spreading. They look nice. I'm actually next weekend going to be getting a blue polyp, blue ice, I think they're called, or blue snowflake, or something like that, from a member of the club. He ran out of room in his tank. He didn't want them, so he was offering them up. And actually, by coincidence, he was also looking for a skimmer for his tank. And I had my spare Coral Life 65G, and which I didn't want. So I posted on his spread. I was like, "Hey, if you want it, you can have it. I don't need it." And he's like, "That's great. I'll take it." So we're going to swap. He's going to take the skimmer. I'm going to get the coral. It's going to be nice. A little swap. That's going to add some blue to my tank. I got to see how it comes before I determine where I'm going to put it. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is my Hollywood Thunder. It's not doing that great. I did move it. It was up in here, but it wasn't spreading. So I moved it down here, see if it needed more light or more flow. It seems to be doing okay, but again, not really spreading out. I might have to move it again. So I'm still researching into that. Come up here, and we have my Monty caps. Monty caps are doing very well. As you can see there, I got the red, the pinkish red, and I got the green. The green one's spreading out nicely back there. I hope you guys can see that on the camera. And the red one's starting to come off the plug and get onto the rock, so that's nice. By the way, the green one started barely the size of the plug, and it spread out onto the rock, so that's really spreading out nicely. My Kenya tree is doing pretty good. Not much change on that. My blue voodoo is doing really good. So you guys with a bump shot of some of this stuff. So that's the bump shot. Also here, my acro is doing pretty good. And then also I won this Red Monty at the club meeting I went to. So it's growing pretty nicely back there. As you can see, I pulled out the frags that I had for the bird's nest. They were not doing anything but collecting algae. They weren't growing, they weren't coloring. I thought I could bring them back to life, but I couldn't. So I took those out of the tank, and I'm gonna try bird's nest again, 'cause I really like the bird's nest in here, but I'm gonna wait a little bit on that, get my parameters, get my tank really established, let these corals grow before I try those again. Now onto the fish. Basically all my fish are still here. I did lose 2 fish. I had a black clown which died, and my 6th line wrasse died. Now let me go first into this 6th line wrasse. I do not know why he died. I didn't see anything wrong with him. He seemed like he was eating, he was swimming around, he seemed healthy to me. All my fish do not look like they have any disease. They all look healthy, they're all eating well, so I don't think it was a disease in the tank, but he did not make it. He's been in there for a while, so like I said, it could have been anything, stress or something I just didn't see. He might have disease, and like I said, something I missed. Now my black clown, I do know why. Well, not 100%, but I'm like 99% sure I know why he died. Now he paired very well with my orange. My orange clown became the female, he was the male, and they were always scared in the back. And they would come over to this side of the tank, and they would hang out here. They would get the food. The black male would come up more for the food, so he was really adventurous out to get the food and stuff. The female hung back and waited for the food to come to her, but did well. But they would not go near my anemone or my frog spawn. So I'm like, you know what? I really want a clown in my anemone. I really want my anemone to host a clown. So I was at my fish store checking out what they had, and I saw the tomato. I know tomatoes can be aggressive, but I also know they're like almost 100% will go into an enemy. So I was like, you know what? Let me pull the trigger and I'll test it out. If he gets too aggressive with my fish, I'll pull him out and take him back to the store. So I put him in the tank. He went straight for it in the bubble tip. I mean, he went in there and just like he is now. Loved it in there. So like a month with him in there, he did chase the clowns around a little bit, but he really didn't leave this side of the tank. So really my clowns were on this side of the tank. He kind of ventured out to about here, especially for food and stuff, and then always went right back to the anemone. Well, one day I'm sitting in my chair and I'm looking over and I see the tomato all the way over on this side of the tank chasing the black clown. And I was like, he's starting to get more brave, more aggressive. He's chasing him around. I was like, I gotta do something. Maybe I'll let him play it out. I know my tangs, they fight once in a while, but most of the time they're friends and they swim around together. So I was like, let me see what happens. Let me play by ear, not dive in. And so I was watching, and the tomato did back off. He backed off, went back to his anemone, and then what shocked me the most was my female started attacking the black clown. Chased him all over the tank. Not sure why. Like I said, they've been a pair for about a year, and all of a sudden she's chasing him all over the tank. He almost jumped out of the tank by being chased. And now I didn't see it, but my wife saw it. The one time that he was being chased either by the female or by the tomato, she said that the black clown ran into the glass. So it wasn't long after being chased by both my clowns that the black one I saw laying down dead in the tank. So I was like, I know stress killed him. Being chased, being bullied, that was his demise in the tank. So guys, that's my update on my reef tank. Let me know what you think. Now, I'm actually going to start putting my science hat on and trying to research into something I'm come discover with this tank. It's now summer in New Jersey, getting really hot, so my air is on. Now during the winter, I had my heat. I didn't really run my heat. I don't even want to say that. My heat was off. My windows were shut. I had a fan blowing around the apartment, so I know my CO2 levels in my apartment went up. My pH went down, but stayed in the safe range. Nothing to be concerned about. I noticed my alkaline was around 9 or 10, good level. Then all of a sudden I got to warmer weather where I can open up my windows, and I had my windows open, and of course with the windows open, fresh air coming in, my pH went up, my CO2 levels in the apartment went down, but so did my alkaline. It went down to 7. We always dose for it with the reef, but it always seemed to be around 7, between 7 and 7.5 in my weekly testing. Tank was doing fine, so I wasn't concerned at the 7. I knew I was all right. And now it's been 3 days with the windows shut, the air is running, and my pH is down, but still in the safe range. It's actually pretty high, higher than I saw. It was 8.0. But my alkaline was 9. So there's got to be a relationship there that I'm just not aware of. So I'm going to dive into that. I'm going to start trying to look more into chemistry of it and see why the CO2 or is affecting the alkaline. Something I need to research. If you guys have any knowledge in this, let me know what you think. Let me know what you know. Point me in some direction. Hopefully I can figure this out. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe.